when I'm in the market, I'm buying Bitcoin 4 days in a row, every minute.
Welcome to Dream Richer. There is a very common phrase that is thrown around in the crypto community. However, very little investors truly understand what it means. The phrase is digital gold. When you look at the standard gold and silver metals, they have endured all the tumult and chaos of history. They have survived humanity itself. The smartest money people throughout history always had them. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but the wealthy possess them. The biggest benefit of owning gold comes down to 5 main factors. Number 1 is that it provides portfolio diversification, because no matter how good or bad times get, possessing some gold and silver will always make sense to some degree. Benefit number 2, it allows for privacy by being safe from cyber attacks. Number 3, gold and silver are portable wealth. Number 4, gold and silver ease retirement concerns. This is because gold will always retain its value and help boost wealth when the retirement funding crisis hits. And finally, benefit number 5. Historical data proves that gold always retains its value, even in bear markets. By the end of this video, the billionaire investor Michael Saylor unravels the question of digital gold and how it will soon replace our standard gold. If you find the video helpful, then don't forget to subscribe. Let's get right into it.
And I think the yield curve is coming. And when I look at the forward contracts, it's very fascinating to me. But the summary of my entire meandering analysis is Bitcoin, if it's not 100 times better than gold, it's 1,000,000 times better than gold. And there's nothing close to it. And most people, they're focused upon stock to flow is better. And what they haven't factored in is that the smarter, faster, stronger makes it 1,000,000 times better, and it's steel to masonry for the firmament of the 21st century financial ecosystem. This is an example somewhere everybody's really afraid. Everybody says, "Oh, that's a really ballsy, risky,"
But they're all long themselves.
They're all long Bitcoin.
It's the same in the hedge fund world. Paul Tudor Jones goes, you're the Paul Tudor Jones of the corporate world. Paul was the first guy to stand up and go, "Well, I bought Bitcoin in my fund." Well, guess what? Every bloody fund manager I know owns some Bitcoin already.
And, not to beat up on Paul Tudor Jones if he's listening, but Paul, if you believe in it, buying 1%, but 1% is like, I'm the rich guy that goes to Vegas with my friends and I want to convince them I'm cool. And I go, yeah, I really get gambling. I really believe in gambling. So I take out $100,000. I put it on a table. And I play blackjack for a few hours, and I impress my friends that I'm really cool. That's one view. On the other hand, if you're really a baller, you're Howard Hughes. He went to Vegas. Howard Hughes bought Vegas, right? If you really believe in gambling, if you get gambling, you don't gamble $100,000 or 1% of your wealth in Vegas.
Yeah, but
you buy the casino.
We can compare Bitcoin and gold across the 6 characteristics that define sound money. Number 1, durability. Both Bitcoins and gold are almost perfectly durable. Number 2, divisibility. Bitcoin can be divided right now into individual satoshis, with 100 million satoshis making up 1 BTC. Gold can also be divided, but not nearly as easily or as precisely. Number 3, transferability. Bitcoins can be sent from one address to another in seconds. Gold, however, must be physically transported and exchanged. Number 4, scarcity. The Bitcoin protocol is capped at 21 million Bitcoin units. The scarcity of gold, however, varies depending on how much effort is being expended to find it and how much of it is found. Number 5, recognizability. Bitcoin is easy to recognize and impossible to counterfeit. Gold, however, is comparatively harder to recognize and must be tested for purity. And finally, number 6, fungibility. Bitcoin is usually totally fungible, where one Bitcoin can be substituted for any other. Gold, on the other hand, if melted and purified, cannot be tracked so easily. So, at least where uses money is concerned, we can see that Bitcoin and gold are very similar. And it is reasonable to describe Bitcoin as digital gold.
Once you understand Bitcoin, you have anxiety about being short. Once you understand it,
completely terrified of not having enough.
If that's the case, then if you're running $10 billion of money, you go take $1 or $2 billion of it, or three, or you just buy it all. Like, I mean, don't you sit around? I sit around, I'm trading this Bitcoin, Raul, to buy this much. You can't buy it in a minute or an hour. You can't even buy it in a day. When I'm in the market, I'm buying Bitcoin 4 days in a row, every minute.
Are you doing it yourself?
Well,
You haven't given it to anybody else.
I control it all. If it's worth doing, do it yourself. This is not about gold, right? Gold, fixed income, sovereign debt, cash equivalents. Every other treasury asset's got a negative real yield. What am I going to buy with it? No, there's no other asset to buy with it.
And that's why I got into the irresponsibly long thing. In the end, I just looked at everything and said, right, fine, you can trade around, do stuff. But if there's anything you actually want to put a real position in for an extended period of time, there is only one thing I can really see. You know, I've got gold in a storage vault, and I'm like, I can't see the point. You're tipping me over the edge of saying, I can't see the point. I like gold, I have no problem with it. You know, I'm not going to hold it for 100 years. So I don't really care, but I kind of like Bitcoin's going to swallow the world.
It's clear from Michael Saylor's explanation that Bitcoin is here to stay and wins comparison to gold on all fronts. Do you agree with his opinion? Let us know in comments below. To learn more about the latest crypto news, watch these videos here.